Shalom, shalom. Call Lam La Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Ka'akwadash, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone, shalom to your Akim in the faith, doing work in truth and sincerity. Habarat lessons edifying and straight to the point. The title of this lesson is going to be how the J's, the JOOS's, or the small hatters, how they screwed themselves, how they got caught in a catch-22. How being too smart ends up fucking you, and pretty much what I want to allude to is them claiming to be the people, them making a man-made exile to and I say man-made because obviously all things are of the Lord, but it wasn't like because the Lord pretty much speaks about how our curses in the curses that we're pretty much going to be a lot of our things are going to be taken away. Like, for example, the exodus out of Egypt, when we was out of there, that was biblical. That wasn't man-made. The Lord actually sanctioned that. Splitting the waters via Moses. Having that light behind us and telling us where to go. And shutting up the waters when those Egyptians came and chased us. We knew that was biblical, man. But the year 1947, 1948, when the Khazarians, when they were kicked out of Germany, and they went and took over the land of Israel, or Palestine, and pretty much didn't claim any of them. Salakia, I had some people I had to check out, and Salakia, Khan, when they pretty much got kicked out of there and went over there by force and claimed the land of Israel, and claimed that they were the people, and they said, oh, this is fulfilling prophecy and all that. That's bullshit. That's not a prophetic sign. That was nothing. That was nothing orchestrated by the Most High. Of course, the Most High gave him the land because they have the blessing of the sword and it's their time to rule. But that's nothing. That's nothing spiritual, if you understand. That's all carnal. The book of Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is the wicked? The wicked is Esau, Edomites. The grandson is Amalek, the chief of them, that's the elite. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? You go in these people's houses, you go in their books, you search up Moses, you search up Luke, St. Matthew, St. John. What are you seeing? You're seeing white men. You search up the angels, you're seeing little white babies that are butt naked, that are supposed to be so pure and all that, so they deface, the true biblical Israelites. So what we're seeing now is Esau best imitation of being an Israelite. He covered the faces of the judges. They knew that the judges had woolly hair that was white. That's why you see in London and British parliaments and the different bar exams, these different people that are in sectors of the law, what do they wear? They wear a white wig, symbolizing, the woolly hair. Those cartoons, so forth and so on. That should paint an image. You had a president in Egypt. His name was Nasir, Abdel Nasir, and Egypt is right next to Israel. So who would know better than someone that's in the land of Egypt of how the Israelites, their neighbors, look like? He said the Jews will never be able to live here in peace because they left here black but came back white. And he's 100% correct. And this thing is not a skin color thing. But we do know predominantly our people are colored, man. We do know Jake is a hue of darkness. They come from shades of darkness. We have hue, we have color. Of course, we have some of our people throughout history because we lay our seeds every different place that we go. People tend to look different. So that's why you can't be carnally minded and think every Israelite is gonna look like, Michael Jordan or Michael Jackson or whatever Jake you wanna think about. But the Khazarians, they came out of near Germany, man. We know those are not the people. First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. But yeah, back to the title of this lesson, when I open up with how being too smart ends up fucking you, because look at the times that we in, man. These people decide that they're gonna go to Salakia. They decide that they're gonna go take the land of Israel, right, out of everywhere, and surround themselves by all their counterparts, which are these different Muslim nations, right? And who funded this exodus? Who funded all the help and all the monetary and all the military might that they needed? America. So this relationship started way back then. So what we're seeing now today, this is nothing new. This is all being refurbished. America used to help them out more on the financial aspect, but now that Amalek is ruling, now they're the cream of the crop when it comes to money and shit. Babylon the Great, and to this day they still send millions and billions of dollars. And not just military funds, they help Amalek out in many ways. Don't you know, if, let's say you're an Edomite here, it don't even matter if you're a Jake, because you already know Jake don't get shit. You know, you're still looked at as a slave. Let's say you're an Edomite here and you need a heart transplant. You know you have to go on a waiting list for that body part or whatever the hell you need. If an Amalekite needs something done and they come to America and they need that body part, they get it for free and they get it without a waiting time. How about that? And if you think I'm lying, just fact check me, man. You know, so Israel has always received the better benefits of Babylon the Great, you know? And that's why things haven't gone so crazy, because they know they got their big brother over here to back them up. But that don't matter, because the Lord speaks about the dragons of Arabia, how they're pretty much gonna go, you know, release the wrath on the least of the flock over there. But look at that. They think they're so smart. They think they're so spiritual, so biblical. They're about to deceive the nations. They're about to claim that they're the people. This is all prophetical. And they're gonna take they Edomite asses over there and put themselves in the midst of the enemies, in the midst of their enemies, which is Ishmael, thinking that they're gonna be okay. Now look at them now. You know, that's why the scriptures speak about what they speak about, man. How his land should be desolate. First Maccabees 3:48, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen sought to paint the likeness of their image. So those images, which the heathen seen, which was what, dark men with curly, overly curly hair of wool. They went and tried to deface those pictures, because that's what you do when you take over a house. If the previous people that used to live there have a portrait up there, you put in your own images, man. You know, that's why you also got Ashar, the Russians, which is against Amalek. They're showing the true images, man. You know, the Russian icons. It's called iconoclasm. Icon meaning ism, clasm meaning to change. You know, some of these original proofs are still here. And the proof could be in the pudding, and a lot of our people will still deny it. And they're going to keep denying because, hey, that's what the devil should do. Esau, they got a saying, you never admit. You never admit. That's why in Revelation chapter 12 it tells you, because he has a short time, you know, he pretty much, let me get it real quick. Bear with me, Baba Shah. And what we're seeing now is, to better, what's the word? It starts with an A. To make an analogy, per se. You know, obviously World War III has begun. And it's not at its full height yet. And we know that. But what we do see and what we do know is, it's on the way. And once it gets to Babylon the Great, you know it's at the height, it's at its peak. And what we're seeing right now, let's picture it as a football game or any sport game. What you're seeing right now is play-by-play action. Every play in a sporting event is not a highlight. Every play in a sporting event is not the biggest play. You know, you got different plays which leads up until a bigger play. You got a build-up, and right now we're at a build-up, and we're going to get to a climax. You know, you get a halftime where things look like they about to slow down. Next thing you know, some major shit happened. Now you're at the end. Now it's going crazy. You know, all this craziness, man. And that's what's going on right now. Yeah, you see these different missiles being launched. these different testing things being launched. You hear these sirens going off. You're getting the different newses. And we ought to keep up with this thing. Because at the end of the day, it's part of the game. And we know the playbook. We know the game. So therefore, we just got to watch, man. And we got to do what we got to do. We already know what to do. That's like us, what they call that? Insider trading on the stock market, man. You already know what the stocks that you got to buy. You just got to watch. We got to watch. We got to pray. You know, we got to keep the commandments to the best of our abilities. We got to make our bodies a living sacrifice. We got to do the work so that, you know, we don't get caught up in that game, because we know that game is not a game. You know what I'm saying? That game is real life death. I was on the phone with one of my boys from the world. I asked him if he knew what Palestine was, because we was talking about kids going back the first day of school today. And I was going to, of course, Jake dumbass didn't know what Palestine is. But anyways, if he did say he did know Palestine, I was going to say those kids are not going to go to school today. They don't have first day of school over there today. You know, unless they're in Babylon the Great or a different country, there's no school, because they're either dead or they're trying not to die. Because we know they're doing the ethnic cleansing over there. And there's a lot of Jakes in the land of Palestine. But this is not a side-choosing thing. You know, whenever we speaking about elections and we talking about one side or the other, and we may be shaming one side or giving another side the benefit of the doubt, that don't mean we advocating for that. Because at the end of the day, all that matters right now is the elect, man, of the nation of Yasharallah. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Bashim Krakodash and the 12, the 144,000, the 1/3, that's it. Because everything else is going to get hurt anyways. Even these kids that are going to first day of school today, their days is coming. Ethnic cleansing is coming. Because Babylon the Great was not the only one that was armed with weapons. Yeah, Esau is armed. That was his blessing, but hey, everybody got weapons now, man. Esau don't even got the most amount of missiles. And then wait till his friends turn on him, man. And his allies, or not his allies, but his enemies start lining up. They start creating these different alliances. They're really going to be through. Revelation 12:12, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe, meaning destruction, to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. Because you're going to have people in these ships looking afar off. And you're going to have people on the seas getting their ass fucked up too. It says the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. So if you trying to escape these judgments via water, you're going to get fucked up, man. The seas are going to be going crazy. Tsunamis. Can't no boat or engine or... Man, you look at the biggest boat in the world and you zoom out of that motherfucker, that thing, you can't even see that thing, man. Water don't compare to nothing. You know, Mother Nature, or we could say Father Nature, brothers like to say, you know, these different elements what the Lord has created for amendment, for change, they don't compare to nothing. Like fire. Fire can get big and consume anything. Wind could run through things and just lift them up, uproot them. Water could flood things. Look how the Lord did it in the days of Noah. What is that? Earth. Oh yeah, earth. The earth could swallow you up. Sinkholes and every other catastrophe that it could bring. For the devil has come down unto you. Esau Edom, the physical counterpart of Satan, having great wrath because he knows that he has but a short time. So Amalek, seeing he's being exposed, more truth is coming out about him. Hey, he's about to just let it all go, because he can't keep denying, so he's got to go out with a bang. And he's not going to just come out and say, hey, you guys are the people, I'm sorry, Salakia, we would like to repent and forgive us. We'll give you guys a quarter of my riches, so forth and so on. Nah. They're going to keep demoning out, man. They're going to go out with a bang, you know. Jeremiah 50, verse 45, therefore hear ye the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purposes that he hath purposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock, meaning Amalek, the lowest of the low. Who's the lowest of all nations? Esau. Who's the lowest of the Edomites? Amalek. And even more lower than them, the elites of Amalek. They wicked and they're disgusting. They try to hold the Torah, put on their phylacteries, keep on the Sephardic wear, all black, hat on, or they put on a little small hat. They praying 80 times a day. They're keeping the Shabbat. The whole time behind doors, they're doing rituals. They're selling people. They're doing left-hand Satanism. You know, they keeping all the wealth for themselves, squeezing out the poor. They don't care about the poor. They look at the poor as scum. And any charity that they do have is funneling right back into their pocket. Any good that they do is truly for the betterment of themselves. They're not compassionate. They're not humane. Look at the different rabbis that get caught up for touching boys, doing mouth circumcision. That's wrong. Don't you know that they were the one that had these slave ships come from East Africa, calling these slave ships Jesus, profiting to this day off of us, not letting us get no cream of the pie? Even the NAACP, which I got this morning from the other Apostle Yamlab, they set that up and they put black people up in there to make it seem like, oh, we getting rights or oh, you know, black people are starting something and they're getting the betterment of life now. Nah, man. At the noise of the taking Babylon the Great, Babylon the earth is moving. The cry is heard among the nations. So this place is going to be a movie for all to see, because the smoke's going to be so great. It says, surely you shall make their habitation desolate with them. So Israel is going to get plummeted with rockets because it's surrounded by its enemies and they're out there causing fights, man. They're acting like they have an advantage. And the advantage that they think they do have is going to be to their demise. They think Babylon the Great, the military force, is just unstoppable. A wrecking force, a force to be reckoned with, man. They think they can do another false flag and just have the world hate these people. They don't understand they're being exposed now more so than ever. That's why they say anti-Semitism is up more than 100%. They're always complaining now. You follow their news channels, which is I-24 Israel News, if you ever want to tap in. Man, they always complaining and bitching, trying to victimize themselves when they've been doing all this hurt all this long. They're trying to use October 7th as a scapegoat, which they probably created them damn selves so they can keep plummeting them people, man. And you think them people just gonna keep getting killed and not want no revenge? Them people try to get some sort of revenge for every one of a small hat they kill. Them people try to go take like 200 of their ass, like thousands of their ass. They ass throw a rock, they ass throw a damn missile. So, you know, they've thrown punches that you cannot take them back, like the elder Malcolm out of Chicago said, man. Certain punches you throw in a fight, man, you just can't take it back. There's no sorry, there's no gift bearing. Nah, you done started something that got to be finished because you obviously meant what you did, and you have a reasoning for it. So, you know, it got to be nipped in the bud right then and there. Isaiah 9:5 through 7. For every battle of the warrior is confused with noise and garments rolled in blood. Yeah, that's right. You got death, you got bloodshed, you got noise, right? Especially in the former time when you had swords and then you went to arrows and then you went to bullets, musket guns, and gunpowder, right? You had men running with their swords and their shields, on the battlefield, stomping, people dying, flesh getting ripped, swords going into one another. You hear the things clinging, the metal. But this shall be with burning of fuel of fire. That's right, man. Now you can have bloodshed, bodies dropping, and before that happens, it won't be a sound. A lot of them buildings that's getting lifted up out of the land of Palestine, people probably sleeping. Next thing you know, you hear, eew. That's it. You know, ain't no moving, ain't no running from that. That's why through the fear of the Lord we persuade, man. That's why we do what we gotta do. Speaking to myself first and foremost, you know, we could all do better, and I know damn sure I could do better, man. That's what keeps us in fear, man, because nobody want to be taken out like that, man. Well, these people, they don't have regard for life, a lot of our people. Fuck that, majority of our people, you know. And then the rest of these heathens, man, they don't have no regard for life. They just care about how they could retire. Everybody just wants to live out the betterment for themselves. No one wants to sacrifice their life for the Lord. They don't find no joy in that. They want to wait till they get old and grumpy, and the Lord ain't dealing with none of that, man. He wants you at the youth of your age, man. He wants you to return and repent, because that shows a sign of you being genuine. For unto us a child is born. Well, that's really the point right there. And then, you know, the book of Joel chapter 3, it speaks about, you know, pretty much, hey, you know, the battle of Armageddon, man, mountain of truth, Yahweh Shaphat, and how it's going to go down. And these are the times that we're coming into, which we're clearly seeing. you know. And like the analogy I made earlier, man, this is all just like a football game, man. You got the first downs, you got the sacks, you got the 1 yard gains, you got the defensive battle where the clock is going slow, you know. It's obviously not a 60-minute game, hey, but guess what? This place is going to be destroyed in 60 minutes, you know, but, you know, right now it's the warm-up. You know, you got the team stretching. Different teams got to win different games so they can make the playoffs, and you got the Super Bowl. But the good thing is the season has started, man. The season of war. Of course, you got a literal football season that's about to start, which is bread and circus, back all the way back to the Roman Empire, you know, which is going to keep the people distracted, fresh off the Olympics, you know, something else for them to not think about and worry about what's going on in the world, right? But, hey, good thing is the time in the season of war, the time of the end, it started. The return of Yahweh Shai, the destruction of Babylon the Great. The season has begun, man. You know, the season is here. The time of the MOTB, the season is here. Jacob's Trouble, the season is here. World War III, the season is here. You know, and the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, not to go too deep because, you know, like the Apostle said, man, keep it simple. But I just want to paint, you know, a picture so brothers could see certain things certain ways, man. We're not in this thing for a long time. And anyone tell you that we're going to be here another 5 years, another 10 years, get away from that person. That person's spirit is not right. He's not looking towards the end quick enough. You know, that's too slow. You know, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua forbid we still here another 5 years. You know, let's keep doing what we do, but we ain't looking to be here that long, man. We looking to be out of this bitch. You know, yeah, you might get a nice little check here. You might find you a nice little girl here. You might eat some nice good food here. You go on a little trip here. But at the end of the day, man, we got to get the hell up out of this place because all the nice little crumbles and good things that we get, you still got to go back to your fucking stupid-ass life of being the tail and not the head. You know, even though we're in a kingdom class ruling mentality, you know, we need to literally, physically, spiritually be there all the way through and through, man. We need to be ruling this shit, man. Because everything that we like doing here, we can do that shit on another level, on a better level when we're ruling, and we can do it when we want to, how we want to, in righteousness, surrounding us around our brethren. You ain't got to go to trip to Italy, and all your money is going to an Edomite, you know. But with that, I brought this out. That's what I got to find straight to the point. Until the next one, shalom.